So hello.
If you're out there and you can hear us, please leave us a chat so we can see you.
Yes, yes,
Um, that'd be awesome. All right, it looks like we're on, Mary. We got
yes,
some
we are.
viewers and everything, and we do have a lot of content to get to tonight, so we'll kind of get into it. So
Outstanding.
first off, Mary, cheers.
Well, hold on. Let me get my
Oh,
coffee muggets. Wait a second. Oh,
so
hold
sorry.
on.
You can hear us, please leave us a chat so we can.
Sorry about that.
Sorry, cheers,
Cheers.
Mary. Oh my gosh, how fun.
Woo.
So much has been going on, Mary. It's almost the 250th birthday,
I
which
know.
is awesome.
I know. Are you doing anything for that? Are y'all? I bet you are.
Yeah, my mom has it all decked out over at her house, so we are all good there.
Outstanding.
And we are just, yeah, we're looking forward to it. You guys doing anything fun for the 4th?
Well, we're doing something on Saturday. The local Weymouth Center for Arts and Humanities has a huge like revolutionary enactment
Mhm.
because the original owner of the house, James Boyd, wrote what at that time was considered, he wrote it in the 1920s, 1930s maybe, the like best-selling fictionalized account of the revolution. It was called Drums. So we have people come and they're reenact, and women are cooking, and they're doing an art conversation and a music conversation of the time. And NC Wyeth was the illustrated the book, and so there's some
Oh,
original
wow.
that we're going to get to see and hear a lecture about. And so, yep, we're going on Saturday for the celebration of drums.
Well, that's awesome. Well, enjoy
Really
your
cool.
celebration of drums.
We will. And then fireworks Friday night. Not the
There you
4th, but
go.
the 3rd. So, you know.
Yeah, my husband's not a fireworks fan.
Oh, I love fireworks.
I know, me too. I'm like, you can pretend to be like there's one thing you get asked to do every year, so you go outside for a few minutes.
See the
You'll
fire.
be fine. You'll make it.
He can always just wear earplugs.
Yeah. So we were talking we had done a video previously about the power being a time bender, right? The superhero
Mhm.
power of time bending.
Yes.
And if you guys haven't seen a video, we can link it below. But I was listening to a podcast recently by Clutterbug. She had this guy on named Guy
Welch.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, I know we talked about it before. I'm like, what's his name? His name is actually Kai. Um, but anyways, he was complimenting a lot of the same principles that we had talked about in that time bending video, but from like a psychiatric perspective,
Oh.
which I thought was really cool. And if you hadn't caught it, one of the concepts that we had talked about in there is that there's really two types of time, right? So there's the Chronos time, which is like what we think of like hours, days, weeks, right? And
Hmm.
then there's the Kairos time, which is more the felt experience. And
Hmm.
it's the moments that stay with you, that you pull forward. So these are like the things that we look back on at the end of the life, right?
Right.
And um, so the goal always is to use your Chronos time to create more of those Kairos times that are positive, right? Obviously positive, right?
Mhm.
So we want things that are like, if we do a vacation, how do we maximize that? And so that was some of the things that he kind of started talking about. But it's things that we've talked about over the years, Mary. So I thought we could just kind of share a few tips, like what can you do to enhance your vacation experience? And we'd love to hear from you guys who are on live. Like, leave us a message below. Our messages don't stay, so after the live stream ends, they will get deleted. Um, but if you're watching this replay, you can always leave us a message as well. But
Absolutely.
one of the things is like before you go on a trip, what's some of the stuff that you do to prepare? And Guy actually, he said in his book, one of the things he said that he notices with his people that he studies is that we rush really, really hard before a vacation. Like we want the whole house clean, we want to get all of our work done. We probably take on 3 extra projects because you got that energy, right? But
Hmm.
the problem is you're so running that you don't rest until the middle of your trip. And I know, Mary, you actually have purposely found this in your life and have worked around it.
We have, and now we are lucky in that my husband and I are kind of, can you be semi-retired? In other words, we have our own businesses, our individual businesses that we can run on our own time schedule.
Mhm.
But one of the things is we love to travel and love to cruise. So what we do is when we are, and we love to drive. So when we are, say, driving at a, say, drive 12 hours to a cruise ship harbor,
Mhm.
we don't just do the get in the car and go all the way down. we actually have mini trips, mini explorations. We'll stop and check out some little town and maybe spend the night somewhere and see, and then check out something else. And we really take our time and we're relaxed before we even get to
Mhm.
vacation because we're exploring and having fun, and we give ourselves plenty of time to get places because we have that luxury. We are not stuck on a 2 week, we only have 2 weeks of vacation. No. But it's something we really, really enjoy. And we do the same thing on the return trip. We don't just get in the car and scream back home. We will go and check out a couple of places or one place or stop. My husband loves to smoke cigars. He smokes cigars and I wander around town. You
There you
know,
go.
it's great. You
Yeah,
know.
no, like we're on the opposite side of that, right? So we don't have as much time flexibility because, especially with Josh's job, we just don't have that ability. But a couple of the things the guy was talking about was he was talking about like you can do like kind of a self pamper up before the trip, so like maybe do like, an everything shower, like they call it. You could get like your nails done or something. You could do, um, you could also just kind of like float a little bit more. So kind of like plan that most of your work is going to be done a few days before your holiday. But he also said like when we have little kids, we read to them like if you're going to take your kid to the zoo, you read them books about the zoo and you look at animals, and that we can do the same thing as adults. Like, hey, yeah, you know where you're going, but maybe like look up some videos, put on some of the music, like try to get yourself more into that relaxation mode beforehand as much as possible.
Oh, absolutely. And I think, we talk about planning ahead so that you're
Mhm.
not pushed. Uh,
Yeah.
even stuff like, even if you don't plan to buy anything, it's fun to look at the latest luggage. What's the hot new trend in luggage?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna buy
Yeah,
luggage,
or
but
to even, like, overpack in a way, like, to
Mhm.
take the time to really, like, organize your suitcase instead of, like, sometimes we have left our house with everything in a laundry hamper, like, "We'll pack it on the way. Just get it in the
Ah,
car."
have not done that. But
You know?
but
Time is of the essence. But the other thing that you can do too is to like even if you're just going to a restaurant or something is to kind of start thinking about it beforehand, and that was where we came up with well, we didn't come up with it, but we talked about the horizon list principle, right? And it's
Mhm,
been a big issue since 2020 because so many of our plans got canceled and we just kind of stopped relying on planning, and
mhm.
because of the conveniences of our world, it's a lot easier to book a trip and pay for a trip in advance.
Oh yeah.
Then like back, you used to look forward to your summer vacation or like your big trip, and now we kind of take smaller trips
Mhm,
or they're impromptu and we don't have that to look forward to. So kind of making sure that you actually put whether it's a trip or going out on town or whatever it is that's special in your
mhm.
world, that you're actually looking forward to that time.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Even the small stuff, like you said, even the small stuff, day trips or exploratory trips, or just like you said, going to the movies or going to see some free concert in the park.
Yeah.
Knowing ahead of time, you don't just all of a sudden, oh, let's go. You're like, oh, on
Yeah.
Friday, let's do this.
The point is you want to actually arrive when you get there, not be still mentally at your desk, right?
Right, which is why when we talk about the planning, that's so important to go ahead and not take on all the extra projects. And if you can pack ahead of time and pack everything, I mean, all the toiletries, all
Mhm.
everything ahead of time, and have it sitting in your suitcase for a couple of days, A, you don't continue to throw things in there that you don't need. And B, it's one less thing you can, you're not
Mhm.
pushing and shoving. You're actually enjoying the last few days at home and
Yeah,
not
and some of the practical ways that we do that, Mary, like I know you have a better system than I do, but we do actually use a laundry hamper. So we actually like it's like we're going on a trip like to like somewhere and we're like, oh, we're gonna need snorkel gear. Like I'll just pull it out when I think of it and I toss it in. So
Mhm,
or like right now we have like our whole couch packed up to go, So it's like, oh, if we're dropping this off at someone, we just start putting it in one spot. And that
mhm.
way we kind of know like all those items are going, right?
Right,
If they're organized pack, that's a whole other story, but they're going.
but they're
We know where
going.
they are. But
And
you,
we
and we also have a get out of the house checklist, like turn down the AC, prop the doors, do they have plants have water, like that kind of stuff. But you
Mhm.
guys have a cool system in your house too.
Yeah, we have, a when we plan a trip, probably 2 or 3 weeks before, we just put a piece of notebook paper up on the door in the kitchen, and we start writing everything we want to take. So we remember
Mhm.
and so far, knock on wood, we haven't forgotten anything.
That's
But
good.
it can be the smallest thing from, make sure you get all the medications or the vitamins, to make sure you take the bathing suit and your sports shoes and, oh, we're going to be doing this. So we need to have a windbreaker, whatever it is. We keep
Mhm.
adding it on up there. We don't have the get out of the house checklist, but the two of us hold each other accountable on that. Uh,
Yeah.
but that's a really good idea. I think,
Yeah.
yeah.
We keep the same one. So even if it says like turn off the air conditioner or turn down the heater, it's the same one, you know.
Mhm,
But for us, we just have like a lot of stuff, and like you just don't want to forget, especially with animals, you know. You don't want to forget to, like, we didn't prop our doors one time and a cat got stuck on one side of the house, and he was fine. He was a survivalist. But we just don't want that to happen to them.
mhm.
So yeah, so now it's like, okay, we just make an extra tent. And that way it's just easier. And I like it because my husband is just like, I will drive, and he's like, that's what I do. He's like, I load the car and I drive. And I'm like, we gotta pack, we got all this stuff. And like I'm doing all this stuff for everything. And so having that list, it also allows him, or if someone else is with me, like my mom or something, they also now know, like, hey, here's what we have to get done.
Mhm, mhm. Yeah, my husband packs all his own stuff, and he
Yeah.
writes on that list too, and he
Mhm.
has a list of things that he needs to put in his suitcase.
Yeah,
Um,
Josh does too, I guess. He's pretty much always packed out from work, so he just was like, "Oh, I shall swap out a few shirts," you know?
yeah, travels constantly, so he
Travel constantly, yeah.
unpacks.
But one of the other things though is also from that time bending, and also from the video that we were the interview that he had, was about your mindset while you're on vacation.
Mhm.
And it's just being present is the biggest gift, you
Yeah.
know? Like, we stopped at a restaurant recently, and it was just like, okay, like, let's just like purposely not have our phones out, like let's just be
Mm,
bored and enjoy the scenery of the restaurant. Um,
yes,
and
I saw a sign one time in a restaurant, and I thought, I just love this. Pretend it's 1981 and turn
right,
your phones off.
right.
There is no Wi-Fi.
And we did just do a really great summer safety video. And so while you do need to be prepared, also just try to like do the steps that you need to do so you don't have that worry, right? Because worry is always a time thief too. So like
Mm,
worrying about a project that you can't do anything about at work isn't going to help you at all on the beach, like to kind of do it. And I just heard recently too, Mary, about judgment, being a time thief. And I don't think many of us think that we're judgmental towards like other people, but we're very judgmental towards ourselves, right? So like
mhm,
I won't think that you're doing anything wrong, but I'll be like, oh, I'm doing all this stuff wrong, right? And
mhm.
when you're on vacation, that's part of the marketing. I feel like you go into the hotel and there's like all these flyers of all the possibilities that you could be doing. Well, you only have 5 days.
Right.
And so I thought that was kind of an interesting perspective, because I feel like we should always be like, oh well, maybe we should have spent more. Maybe we should stay at a better property. Maybe we should do skydiving, but we really want to relax on the beach. And then you do the whole adventure and you're like, oh, we didn't even get to relax.
Right.
So kind of keeping it. And even if you think about it just from a perspective of being at like a beachfront hotel, right? You look behind you and you're like, oh, those poor people, they don't have a beachfront hotel like I do. I'm winning. But then you look at the penthouse and you're like, oh, I'm losing. And if you were just like not thinking about it, you would be on the water enjoying yourself, right?
Yes,
So
you need
kind of
to
keeping that
be there. Just be in
be
the sand,
there,
under the
uh,
umbrella, listening to the waves.
and be happy to just be marching to your own beat, whatever that beat is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, the same thing with pictures, using the phone for the pictures and the video. And
Hmm.
I think it's become a very common thing is we're all so busy taking pictures and videos with our phones, we're actually not seeing anything.
Yeah, yeah,
You're not hearing what the tour guide is saying, or we're just too busy and it's like, yeah,
yeah.
the need to be present and enjoy, because you got the memories inside. You don't have to prove it to anybody else. You
Yeah,
know.
and I find too is that you, at the end of the day, I mean, people want pictures of you in places, like as far as like your ancestors or your kids looking at the
Mhm,
photos. Of course, a couple like iconic photos, but really for the most part, like if you want a really good photo, just buy one from a local photographer,
mhm.
of the area. But don't be worried about getting like pictures of the plants and stuff, unless that's how you do get your joy. Some people do, but yeah, just kind of limiting how many photos you're taking or looking up reviews and stuff. Like, just go find out for yourself if it's bad or not when you get there. Do all that work in the prep and the anticipation phase, but once you're there, just explore.
Just enjoy.
Be like it's 1981, like you said.
Yes, and pretend that there are no phones.
Yeah. Another way that you can also do that, looking forward to it, is also just to express how excited you are. And people love to talk about trips, right?
Oh yeah.
So, if somebody says, "Oh, how are you doing?" Like, "Oh, I'm doing really well. I'm looking forward to a future trip." It's kind of
Mhm.
a fun thing to talk about.
Yeah.
Um, and of course, applies to staycations and any other great thing that you're doing. The more you talk about it, the more you share these things work for you. Like, it's
Oh,
not like our brain changes just because we went on an official vacation.
all right. Yeah. And it also other people feel want to make you feel good. It's like, oh, I heard you're going on a trip. Did you go to the beach yet, or whatever? And it's like, and then
Mhm.
you reciprocate because you want to hear about people's adventures and
Yeah.
build those relationships.
Yeah, it's one of the more things that we could actually replicate that we hear from people, right?
Hmm.
So we could actually have that same experience. So of course we're naturally more interested in it.
Oh yeah.
Um, so of course then the other part of that is when you get back from vacation, what can you be doing to make that I'm sorry, when you are during your vacation. Because we're not even on there yet. But we talked a little bit about the presents. And Mary, you talked about that in the time bending video too with your pool story about,
Hmm.
that not having the regrets.
Yeah, when the kids were little, I really struggled. We all love the pool, but it's like, oh my gosh, we've got laundry, I've got dishes, da 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 da. And I thought, wow, I, I'm always going to have laundry and dishes. It's never ending, but
Mhm.
they aren't going to be this age and want to play in the pool. So I really am so happy that I always made the decision of, yep, everybody, let's put on our bathing suits and go to the pool.
Yeah.
And those are the memories I can still I can I can still see, horse playing and roughhousing in the pool with them and throwing them and they're jumping off my shoulders and just having a grand time. And that's that Kiros time. That's that sentiment, the emotion
Hmm.
of how much fun we had, and they remember that. I've never had anybody walk up and say, "Man, you had a lot of laundry and dishes when you lived, when your kids were little." Nobody's ever said that. Oh, I remember at the pool every time.
Yeah. Mhm. And then that kind of brings us that bridge back is that, if you did take photos, on the way home from your travels, like that's a great time to start looking through those photos. And then also to try to pull out the positive. Because let's be honest, travel is not fun. It's sometimes can be very tedious, and so looking at more like, hey, what were the actual really positives from our trip, and so if you went with someone else, asking them like what was the best moment, or if it's just you, even just journaling down like what did you surprise, what did you remember, what did you try that was new, like what was your new experience, what was it that you want to take away from that trip, because then we're kind of cementing in the actual positives that we want to remember versus like waiting in line at the security for baggage claim.
PSA. Yeah, exactly. And I love the idea of as you're driving along, going through, and also deleting those duplicates and those ones that you're like, I don't even know why I took this picture or who are
Mhm,
these people. And just being and reliving as you're driving along, talking about the fun experiences and what you really enjoyed and what you would like. If you could do again, what would we see instead? What would
mhm.
we like to do the next time? You know.
Yeah, and in the interview, Guy actually talked a lot about actively revisiting is not the same as passively scrolling, which I kind
Mhm.
of liked. So he said, if you're actually going to revisit a memory, put some of that meat and potatoes behind it, like the remember when, to actually just extend that joy and not just be like, oh, here's a photo of us on our trip, you know?
Mhm. I mean, I even have a friend that when she comes back from her trip, she immediately starts planning another trip, even if she's not going to take it,
Hmm.
just to keep kind of you don't get, because we do sometimes, I personally, when I get back from a trip, sometimes I'm a little depressed. you
Mhm.
know, because, oh, well, we're back in reality and, emails and bills.
Yeah.
So
One
that
of
kind
the one of the things we do too is I try to buy something that I can enjoy after the trip,
of,
like get a tea or a candle or something. So it kind of feels like at least it happened. When you get thrown back into that reality, you're
yeah,
like, well, at least I still have my tea.
that's true. Or, I like to buy kind of local art almost if we can find
Yeah.
something, or a beautiful piece of pottery that's to the area, or even a piece of jewelry that's made in that area because it's like, oh, yeah, these came from blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my pottery that I broke when I visited you, Mary, that bowl Josh accidentally broke, and I
Mm,
left my artwork at your house, so I will have to come see you soon.
you will. And your artwork, I know exactly where it is. And
Yeah,
it's
so
going to
funny,
get in the mail someday. Yeah. That's my excuse. That's why you have to come visit.
right? We will definitely come visit.
And we can go pottery. We can go to Seagrove again and you can get more pottery.
Hmm. The other thing you can definitely do is update your packing list, and this is kind of like what I did when my girlfriend and I we would do a lot of road trips on the weekend, and it was like, all right, I packed half my worldly possessions, we can leave now, because it just felt like we were taking so much stuff, and then we were very rural, at
Mhm.
the time there wasn't necessarily a Walmart, but a lot of times I pack a little bit too much. And so then it's good to be like, what did I actually use versus what did I think I was going to use? And for me, a lot of it's clothing. Like, oh, I'm going to dress fancier on vacation. Like, we really don't,
Yeah.
We need one shirt just in case we decide to do something fancy.
I have actually made notes at the end of the vacation, particularly when we're gone for a longer period of time, of what I
Mhm,
didn't like, did not need, and then I start scrolling down so I don't make the same mistake next time.
mhm.
Or try
And
not.
I do try to block off the day after our vacation. I know we have a little bit of freedom because we work for ourselves,
Mhm.
but it just just leave that little out of office on just a little bit extra until somebody tells you. Like,
Yes.
oh, how nice of you to notice, you kind of have to give yourself a soft landing, make sure that you have a frozen meal or something that you can do because it does take a lot of you out of you to travel, and you don't want that to negatively taint all that time that you just put into your trip.
Yeah. And for us, like I said, we are fine being in the car. I neither flying, unfortunately, has become not pleasant. I'm not afraid of flying. It's just not what
Mhm.
it used to be. It used to
Yeah.
be fun, and now it's a big chore. But if you can just get on the plane, you'll be okay. And you can look at it as an opportunity to read your book or take a nap or go through whatever you haven't looked at lately.
Yeah. We had a comment come through, Mary, and they said that they like to have a go bag packed. So that's kind of a fun idea.
Yeah, my husband has that sort of in terms of all of his, he never unpacks his kind of the toiletry bag. He always has
Mhm.
the replication of everything's already in there. All he has to
Yeah.
do is make sure if he needs to update anything and then he throws it right in. Yeah,
I
go
think
bag.
it's
That would
an
be,
age I
that's
think
very,
it's an age thing though too.
do what?
I think it's like an age thing too though. Like if you're somebody who has like kids or you have parents that you have to worry about that you have to leave quickly, you might have one already packed. But the
Mm.
other side of it is like I never understood why people were like buying travel insurance for their suitcase because I was like, the travel insurance is almost as much as my suitcase is worth. And then
Mm.
I started getting into like the anti wrinkle creams and you know, adult clothing. Not so much the expense, but replacing one that fits you so well. You're like, yeah, I need all that money back. So like, I mean, yeah, I'm like, please don't rob me. I'll lose like $100 just on my night cream.
Yeah, yes.
Like
You
that was
don't
3
understand.
ounces.
It's this little tiny, this teeny tiny, very expensive miracle in a
Yeah.
jar.
So I
Yeah.
like the idea of it, but like besides like I mean I guess other basics like if you had to get out of your house, but like other than that, like no, I still have to pack all that before my vacation. But if
Yeah.
you're somebody who can do that, that's awesome. I think I was back in the day when it was like deodorant and soap, and now it's like half my suitcase is beauty products, let's be honest. Or
Yes. Beauty
medication.
and health. Beauty and health.
I need all these other things to make it across the country.
Yeah. 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 It gets it's two extremes. When children are little babies, I mean, I swear the smaller they are, the more stuff they
Yeah.
have. just
Mm-hmm.
to get from day one to day two. And then things kind of, okay, get a little better. And then there's this really nice period of time when, as you said, as a single person or whatever, in your 20s and 30s, you're just, woo, yeah, let's go. A bathing suit, a cover up, some shorts, we're good. And
Yeah.
then as you age up again, you're back to, we have to take a lot of stuff.
Hey, take my own pillow.
There are some people that do. I do not. But yeah, some people take their own pillow. They've got all the, your medications and your vitamins and your supplements and your creams. And
Chiropractic issues are real.
yes, true.
Well, Mary, we're coming up on 8:30 and we got a couple people on live, so we will drop the Zoom room if you guys need that. If you're on the email list, you already have it. Remember, you only have to sign up once, and you'll get them every month. So that is pretty cool. I'm going to drop that here in the stream for our people on chat. And we'll head over there then, I guess, soon. Right, Mary?
Yeah, I'm going to drop off. Bye,
Okay.
everybody.
All right. Well, yeah, I think I'll drop off with you because, without you, what is the stream, Mary?
Oh,
So,
you have
all
touched
right.
my heart.
Cheers, friend.
Cheers.
See you in the Zoom room. Bye, everyone.